This year I decided that I was going to put in drip irrigation for all of my fruit trees and my berry bushes. And I always for years just wanted to just hand water them. And it just has been getting such a pain because I spend hours out here watering all my fruit trees and stuff. And I'd rather be spending my time doing something else. So I'm a tightwad and didn't want to spend the money on all the drip irrigation supplies and stuff. But I decided that it was just time to do it. So I was looking around at the hardware store and I came across some inexpensive sprinklers. Now they're lawn sprinklers, and so they kind of shoot a mist. But you can also adjust them for, well, they don't shoot so far, and they're more like kind of like a drip system. But they're kind of like, they're a little messy. They're not, you know, they're not like drip down, and they just kind of like sporadic kind of thing like that. No pattern really or anything like that. But I thought, hey, why not? They were under $2 each, and the ones that are made for trees are like $7 or $8 each. So I picked up 8 of these, and I just am going to put them on my one row that I have 8 trees in a straight row. And I'm going to run the irrigation and put those on and see how well they work. And if they work good, then I'll go ahead and buy 20 more or so that I need for the rest of my fruit trees and bushes. And then if they continue to work really well, then I'm going to do it also for all of my blueberries and stuff like that. So this is kind of a trial for me. Not really a trial because I can always replace the heads because I'm putting them on risers. But it's the sprinkler head itself is a trial for me. So I'm going to go ahead and install those today, and I was going to bring you guys along and show you how I did it. Okay, so I'm going to come off that hose bib right there. It's got a splitter on it. I'll just come off of one leg of it. And I'm going to come down here all the way to that corner right there where the first tree starts. And then I'm not going to worry about this one here in this row. I'm going to go the farthest row first and then go straight up all the way, all 8 trees up to that corner. And then I will come back and I will split off the line that went that way and then go to the second row. But I want to get the first row on the outside done first. Okay, and I'm going to use this 3/4 inch poly irrigation tubing. Now all I'm doing is I'm just going like this. And I could rent a trencher, but I just don't want to spend the money on renting the trencher. It's a beautiful day, and you just take that, turn it over like this. If you've got soft enough soil, you can do this. But it won't take me long at all to just go like this and then turn it over. And that poly pipe is just going to lay just under the surface. Now that may seem very labor intensive, but I've already done almost 2 feet in under, what, 30 seconds or a minute? Okay, so there is the trench to the first tree. And it took me about 15 minutes. But then again, you know, I have nice loose soil here. So if you've got like decomposed granite or clay or anything like that, I mean, it might behoove you to rent a trencher if you've got a long ways to go. But I'm just a tightwad. And I'm not sure why that kind of curved up. How did I do that? I don't know. I guess when you're digging a trench, make sure that you're looking behind you to make sure that you're straight. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and connect it to the hose bib. Okay, now the easiest way to connect your irrigation tubing to your hose bib is to get one of these connectors. And this is a hose thread to irrigation tube connector. And what you do is you just pop your irrigation tubing in here and then tighten this nut here and then connect this to your hose bib. Now this came with my timer, so if you buy a timer you might get one of these, but I can't use this because I'm running 3/4 inch tubing and this is for 1/2 inch. So I had to go another route and connected my 3/4 inch tubing to the hose bib by a couple other connectors, and I'll show you how I did that. But if you're running 1/2 inch tubing, this is the easiest way to do it. Okay, so hooking this up to your hose bib is actually really simple. You got to keep one thing in mind though, that when the people who designed all these different threads, they did it with the sole purpose of confusing everybody on the planet. So you have to remember that hose bib thread is completely different than any other thread. It's called HT, which is hose thread. So this is FHT, which is female hose thread. So I need to go FHT to, this is an MPT, which is male pipe thread. NPT is national pipe thread, but it always starts with an F or an M for female or male. So this is NPT, which is national pipe thread. This is HT, which is hose thread. It's really stupid. It's really confusing. I don't know why these people design things like this. I don't know. But anyways, you just get one of these connectors just like this. And then this is your barbed end here where your hose connects on. And this is NPT, which is national pipe thread. It's an FNPT, or sometimes just FPT, which is female pipe thread. Whew. Okay. Now this goes into here because these are the same type of thread. So you put, I'm going to put Teflon tape on this. This goes on like this. This goes onto your hose bib, and then you start your poly pipe right here. Okay, so I'm going to stop there because I want to tee off right here to do the second row right there. Okay, so now we turn the corner and go up this whole row of 8 trees. Okay, so let me show you what I'm using here. I'm using this Orbit quarter pattern flush sprinkler. In other words, quarter pattern means instead of a 360, it does a quarter of the 360, which is just 90 degrees. You can adjust the flow rate and the distance, and that's why I got this one. So I'm going to try this out and see how well it works. Okay, so now I'm going to put in an elbow here. And to cut it, I'm using my PEX cutters. I have PVC cutters, but because this pipe is actually feels a little more like PEX, I'm going to use these PEX cutters. Just like that. If you're wondering why there's water in there, it's because I tested it. I tested it first. I hope my fat head isn't in the camera. Perfect. So now they don't make a pipe that allows you to go up like this and over at the same time. So I have to put in a small piece here. Okay, and now what I'm doing is putting in one of these T's, and you know, I don't know why they do this, why they put these on here on the barb or the thread, because sometimes it's impossible to get off, and the people that actually make these, I don't think ever had to use them. So all they do is they just sell them to us and then laugh at us as we go out the store because they know we're going to be fighting them. Okay, so I want this to go just like this. And so I'm going to crimp this, and then I'm going to start digging that way. Okay, so now I continue on. Okay, so in this hole, I'm putting a 6-inch riser. And I'm not going to use Teflon tape because who cares if it drips a little bit? Okay, so for the very last one, I put in this elbow. But before I put the last sprinkler on, I am going to blow this out. Because I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some dirt in the line just from putting them in. So I'm going to go turn the water on and flush it. And the funny thing is, even though this one was wide open, all of the sprinkler heads were working, so it doesn't take a lot of pressure to make those work. Okay. Okay, so before I start burying them and adjusting them, I want to make sure they work. Yeah, right there. Okay. Working, working, working. Whoa, that one's going the wrong way. That one too. So every one of them is working. So now it's just a matter of adjusting them. Okay, and this one here is facing the wrong direction. Just got a shower. Right at the camera. And then restrict the flow by turning the inside nut just like that. Now I'm trying to get it so that it covers both sides of the tree. Like that. Let me show you. Okay, so I've got this spraying about 2 feet to the left and 2 feet to the right at the trunk. It's actually, I'm aiming it at the trunk, but it's actually going 2 feet to the left, 2 feet to the right, and about 2 feet past it and all the way to the sprinkler head. So that's pretty good coverage right there. So that's good. Now that looks pretty good. Now the beauty of doing it this way, putting in these 6-inch risers, these were less than $2 each. So if I wanted to change these out, I just unscrew these, pop a new head on, and I can, you know, I can experiment with just about any kind. So I know that they make specific ones for trees, but they're like $6 or $7 each. And so I didn't want to spend that kind of money. I've got a total of 17 trees in here, and I've got 8 bushes. And so that's 25 times $7. I didn't want to spend that kind of money. So with this, it's under $50. So yeah, I think they're going to work great, but we're going to give them a go. Okay, so the only thing left to do here at the hose bib is to put on a vacuum breaker. Some people call them backflow preventers, but that's the only thing I have left to do there. And then I still have to run the rest of the tubing to the trees that I have left and to the bushes and berries and things like that. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you later.